everybody, it's Terry Franks, and you are now into the third episode of Terry's 2 Cents. Well, the conversation was still rich from the two previous episodes, so now we're going to continue on into this one, the third installment, the third episode here, where we're continuing on about life's lessons. And since we're having a conversation over cigars, we're kind of speaking on the cigar culture as well. So let's go and get into it without any further ado. Big Z and Miss Toya and yours truly with Terry's 2 Cents, the third episode.
Let me sip.
Let's get back on topic.
Okay, so I want to inject on something there. When you mentioned something, and I commend you for this, when you were mentioning how, you know, you're looking at your life now and things you're trying to instill and show for your son, I'm thinking for myself, I'm thinking 3 generations. So my father, who's been deceased about 15 years now, I can recall the beauty of the closure of his passing, and I can just remember that in saying that to him, my father was never he was a man's man. Mm-hmm. My father was one of those type of dudes, psychology major, slick, smooth, I mean, the coolest man my dad was cooler than Santa Claus pimp strutting through Chi-Town on Christmas morning with snow cone in his head, right?
Oh, that's
how cool my dad was. You knew when he walked in a room and didn't say a word, and you knew when he walked out of a room. But my father was never one of those to show the love to his sons in a manner of saying, you know, I love you, son. I was very fortunate, though. My very last conversation I had with my dad before he passed was my very last words in the exchange was, my son, I love you. Dad, I love you. That part was understood. It's like it's an unspoken rule of father-son type of deal. Now, fast forward to my 30-year-old son now. Every time I see my son, there's not a time that I don't tell him I love him. Now, there might be some situations that we don't agree on. There might be some situations that he's actions and things that he may have done and I'm disappointed in. Mm-hmm. I'll stress that point, but I always tell my son especially, nothing in the world is going to change the fact that I love you. Mm-hmm. That part, he may have to understand and filter what that means, but there is something that I try to change that part of the narrative from what I grew up with. So that was something I just want to add to that part.
I wrestle with that too, because in our marriage, my thing has always been, and I've been told this, and I know this about me, and I've tried to change it. I'm quiet. I don't communicate a lot. Right. You wouldn't believe as much as I talk and run my mouth. But I guess in a relationship, I don't talk a lot, and yeah, I'm the quiet one. I don't like to argue. I get in my truck and drive, or go sit and smoke a cigar or whatever. I'm not that arguer. I don't do that. We can spend time doing something else than arguing.
That's going to lead to another topic. I just want to, I'm going to put a tab in that.
So it's like I try to show my son, you know, try to teach him, one, don't be with an argumentative woman. And my dad told me that I didn't understand that. Hey, when I come home, I want some peace here. Mm-hmm. And he told me that there was the day he put me out of his house. And that's another story. And it took me a long time to understand that.
Yeah.
What that peace was. When he comes home from work, he wants some peace here.
Yeah.
And that's all most black men.
Smell some food in the kitchen.
It ain't even about that. As long as it's peace and quiet, and I don't have to argue about something when I come home.
Yeah, but a nice home cooked meal, that helps.
I do all the cooking.
Hurt.
Yeah, I do all the cooking.
That does right.
Yeah, I'm not tripping on that. You can give me sex instead of cooking. I'll get up and cook and make your sandwich.
That's fine.
I ain't tripping on that. And we can talk about that later.
It's all about balance, you know, finding what works for you. Yeah. Right. So, there's no rule for relationships.
But if you got to argue with somebody every day, it might not be the one.
I agree.
No, it ain't the one.
Yeah. And there's and you're not going to agree on everything. I get that. I totally get that. But when
don't bring me chaos.
Yeah, when you got to argue about just some minuscule, just stupid stuff.
The water ain't strong in the house.
Yeah,
the water ain't hot.
Are we really arguing about the temperature in the house?
Yeah. That's unnecessary.
So, to me, like I say, knowing what I know now, had I known this at 25, 26, and we'll get into this later on, I'm sure, as far as being a stepdad. Nothing against what I did, and I'm a stepdad. And I probably would be, because I care about who I married, but I would have done things a lot differently. And being a stepdad is not easy. I say this all the time. You're almost letting another grown man run your household.
Because you can only do so much with that child.
Thank you. Because I got to think about when I discipline this child, how would I feel if it was my child and another man?
Right.
And then two, going into it, and we got a lot of topics we can touch on. As a stepfather, I'm going into it knowing that I'm number 2 in your life. Your child is going to always be number 1, and that ain't my child.
Right.
So you want all of my time, but I'm not getting all of your time. So what's the positive about being a stepfather? Think about that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I know your child is number 1 for you, because when it gets down to it and we have a discussion, even if we have a blood child together, you're going to treat that other one a little different, because I'm going to treat mine a little different. It's blood.
Yeah.
Life Jennings has a song about that, don't it?
Yeah.
And I mean, it just is what, not saying I don't care about all my kids, I do. But when it gets down to it, blood is something different.
It is.
And going into the situation as a stepfather, if you dating a woman with kids, those kids are number 1.
Yeah.
But you want that man to make you number 1, but you ain't never going to make me number 1. It just is what it is.
That leads me to another question. In today's day and age, in today's market, what is the real benefit of a man getting married these days? Oh, he had to take a sip on that.
Setting her up for her life later. I said what I said.
Well, I mean,
you see it every day.
Setting her up for her life later.
Yeah.
So setting her up for you to die.
Not even to die. When I leave you, I'm taking half your stuff.
Ooh.
Well,
Prenup.
And she wasn't in the gym shooting.
Ow.
And it don't take no $3,000 a month to raise no child. I'm sorry. I don't care how much I make.
No, it doesn't.
I don't care how much I make. And how I'm living, and how I'm matter of fact, if you want your child to live how I'm living, if we get a divorce, let me have him. You shouldn't live how I'm living. My child can. And I'm not saying take what you brought in. I'm not saying that. But half, it ain't fair. It's really not fair.
I brought him here for a reason.
It's really
it's not. It's
it
not fair.
But
I guess my dating experience is different because I put it on the back burner when my youngest child was growing up. Because number one, I wanted to give her stability, and I didn't want to have a whole lot of people coming into her life.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Because I was married to her dad. And actually,
that's commendable.
Yeah, I was right. I was married to him. However, if he had agreed with my alternative lifestyle suggestion,
and that's a whole nother situation we ain't about to get into right now.
but honestly, because I was thinking, I was like, I realized that we were not compatible.
Okay.
But we had this child.
Right.
And me growing up. Right.
Yeah.
And not only a child, we have a daughter.
Right.
And I know how important it is to have a dad in a daughter's life because I grew up with one.
Okay.
And that was my main goal. I was like, hey, because we're not getting along, she's going to need you. Like, your presence and your imprint on her life is going to define who she will date, who she will marry, how she sees the world.
And the quality of man that she chooses.
Right.
Yeah.
And, he couldn't see it in that aspect. And so as a result, I raised her solely from 5 until up.
Okay.
And it was a lot of sacrifice, and he fought me tooth and nail. just did not want to co-parent, did not want to have a cohesive relationship for the benefit of her, because his thing was against me because I wanted out.
Okay.
So my daughter suffered. And now that she's 24 and a mom of her own, it's like her growth is stunted in that regard because she did not have him present to teach her the fundamentals.
And we got a lot of that in society now, where the single parent households, and I don't want to make it seem like all single household situations are bad.
No,
I grew
it's
up
not.
with a single mother, and she understood raising two boys in particular to always have some type of male influence around us.
Right, it's important to have mentors, especially with males.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, my father lived in another state, so, and that was, not saying my father was not present or active in my life. He just lived in another state. So, and I still to this day say my father was my strongest influence. My father and my maternal grandfather were my two strongest influences in my life. But if you have a woman that understands, if she's in the realm of having to head the household, for whatever the circumstances may be, you're the single parent, and you have a young boy, you're raising your children, period. The influences that they're going to see, you got to understand these are impressionable minds.
Right.
So we're not looking at, if they see mama going out to the club all the time, well, there's going to be some repercussions from that. You see where you're actually putting structure into the household, and you're balancing out males and females that you have, that things you have to deal with and things you're instilling in them. There's repercussions from there's a result that should happen from all of that. So it's there is a difference in how you pour things into your children. I've had the misfortune, and I have to take accountability on my own, with me being twice divorced. I was not as active in my children's lives. For my own reasons or for whatever work, the stuff that I did. Working in the entertainment business has not been easy for me. It's taken a toll on both marriages, on my relationship with my children. It's taken its toll. But that I don't necessarily say that I chose entertainment as a profession. It chose me. It's something I know how to do. And that's just what it is. But you do have to be very careful when you become a parent. The influences, the indirect influences you're going to be making on those children. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I've got 3-4 shows worth of flaws that I've done as far as when it comes to parenting.
All of us. But I have a question for you.
It's definitely not easy.
Toya.
Bring it.
She ready now.
I want to make sure I understand this. You were not always. Hold on. Can we speak about what you?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me understand. I think you said that he didn't agree with it. So when you first got married, you weren't that way, or you didn't agree with that necessarily, that lifestyle. Is it something you learned?
It's not something that I learned. It was just after having several relationships, I just realized that a traditional, in a sense, was not me.
Okay.
But I was not raised that way, and I guess it's another topic. But religion played a big part of what we're supposed to do, and how a marriage is supposed to be like, and what family is supposed to consist of. But when we got married, it just was all wrong.
So that was a deal breaker for him?
Yeah, because his ego.
Oh, well, hold on. There we go. So
no, I mean when you're, and this is before I knew that there was a word, a title or definition for. All I know is that I knew how I felt, and that I felt different ways for different people, and I loved him in a certain context. However, I was not completely satisfied, gratified, fulfilled, right? And I wanted more. I like the concept of marriage, saying, this is my husband, look, we have a family together and whatever. But the core of who I was at the time was like, nah, there's got to be something else out there.
So you do understand and can admit that feeling that way or having those, I'm not going to say values, but what you want, that puts you in a smaller group of men that are going to accept that?
Oh yeah, it's not a large majority of men, even now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the only reason why it's more common now is because we have the freedom to live on our own terms and love on our own terms.
But do you, okay, you said his ego. I don't know if it's...
Oh no, it definitely was the ego, because the thought of having his wife
have another man insert himself in you, exactly.
Yes.
So is that ego?
Yeah.
Really?
Especially if there's unhappiness and lack of satisfaction in the relationship. If you're not gonna leave, and I'm not happy with how things are going, then you should either let me go and you go on and do what makes you happy and let me do what makes me happy, or we can agree to raise our daughter knowing that she needs a father figure in her life. It was all about her. I was taking myself out of the equation.
Okay, explain his ego.
His ego?
Mm-hmm.
Well, because at the time when we got married, this goes back to what we were talking about. I was the breadwinner.
Mm-hmm.
I made substantially more than he did.
Let me cut to the chase. Was it an ego thing because he couldn't deal with another man being with you?
That.
Okay, is that ego though? Because
in his case, yes.
Okay.
I can't speak about all
men.
He
wasn't satisfying you sexually?
I mean, it was. See, at that point, it really wasn't even about sex.
Okay, let me say this though. This could be the best man in your life as far as sexual needs.
It wasn't.
No, I'm just saying. Just hypothetically. I'm just trying to tell you from a man's standpoint. This ain't got nothing to do with ego. I could know. You could be telling me honestly, hey, you do everything for me sexually, whatever. You're the best man I've ever had. But Joe at work turns me on in some kind of way. And although I know Joe ain't big as me, Joe can't do what I do, for whatever reason, you like Joe. So it ain't necessarily my ego, because I know I'm putting it down, but it's just what man wants to know, even see or know, because there are some cuckolds out there that will watch their woman be with another man, which I totally don't understand. But so it wouldn't necessarily be an ego thing. It's just what man wants to see or know his woman. Like I said in there earlier, men want a woman that other men won't but not have had. So I don't think it might not. Can't speak for him, but it might not necessarily be an ego thing. It's just something that's inbred in us. And you might say that we want our cake and eat it too.
Well, that was his situation.
And maybe we do.
Because we were married on paper, but he wanted to do whatever. But then when I said, okay, well, all right, that's fine. I really just want you around to raise our child and be, you play your role in her life.
Mad. If he was making more than you, you'd accept it. Can I drop my mic now?
No, because I was 25. No.
But you just said earlier.
But I was 25 then, compared to be 50 now. So much time has passed. So much experience I've gained since then.
If he came in, and I always say this, it's crazy. Drug dealers just screwed up. Back when crack hit in 85, 86, 87, drug dealers just raised up the cost of coochie like it was crazy.
I blame it on Jaheim and Jodeci, but okay.
And it to me, it lowered a lot of women's values. Am I going somewhere?
No,
else?
you're not. No. Let them use you. But you are.
Because I said and saw it one day. I said and saw it as a youngster. We in I think it was the Benz.
Oh.
And
I DJ'd there once.
I was doing a little wrong at the time.
Yeah. There was a lot of wrong going on back in that.
Yeah. if anybody's perfect, just let me know who you are.
Yeah, please.
So we're at the bar, and it was a girl and her boyfriend there, and I'm with a group of dudes. We all got a little change in our pocket for whatever reason. I had good jobs, so I paid this chick to sit at the bar and watch these $50 drinks that I bought for everybody. Mm-hmm. You know, the Benz and at Rhinestone, Wrangler, whatever, that they had drink specials.
Yeah.
So I bought about $50 drinks. I don't know what it was, and I paid her to sit there and watch them. And her boyfriend looked at her like she was crazy, and she looked at him like she was crazy. I think they broke up that night. But it's like the ones with the money won back then. I ain't gonna say back then.
Niggas,
But
that's what they
that
want
just
now.
seems like he's insecure.
Now that's another subject.
Is it insecure, or she was just a hoe?
Listen, no. How is that? How is she a hoe? Because
You got a man sitting right next to you, and another man is paying you to watch some drinks.
Okay,
You're not
but on
doing
your part,
anything.
I
what
wasn't
about,
guaranteeing I was gonna leave with her.
but you don't, even from your standpoint, you don't see that as being disrespectful.
Yeah, it was to him. Yeah, it was disrespectful to him. Yes,
Okay,
it was.
I just wanted to make sure our points.
I
would
told
look
you I
at.
was an a-hole back in the day.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that was the intent, and to just see what she would do, and she proved my point.
now, I mean, now in present day, I
And I
wouldn't
didn't
do
pay her
that.
that much. I think I gave her $50.
I mean, I'm sure he would look at her integrity and be like, "Really?" Like,
Shouldn't he though?
yeah. I mean, he should.
He
He should.
should.
I mean, I wouldn't do that now. I mean, I wouldn't disrespect my man like that. You
But
know,
everybody
if
has
this,
a price.
Yeah, everybody has a price.
Everybody has a price. They do, and so it's like,
But at what cost?
well, and I don't know that type of what relationship they had, but I'm pretty sure that was probably the end of it that night. It would have been for me. If I was a man and my girl sat there and watched some dude drinks, so if that's what turns you on, you need to go on over there on that side then.
Yeah, I would have watched the drink, but I wouldn't have taken money for it. I would have, put a napkin over it, sit there, because I'm sitting there talking with my man, but I
No, but
wouldn't
she
have
was
taken
to
money.
watch the bartender make those 50 drinks. Cause okay,
No,
so you're not.
They was made already. She sat there and watched them
Just
for me.
supervise them.
And we went, so we could go have a good time, and the drinks would be there when we got back.
Right. Undisturbed.
You was disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But my thing is, why would you allow yourself? I'm gonna like Corey Hogan. Who raised you?
Oh,
5150.
oh.
Yeah, so I mean,
I love
Shout out,
Corey.
Corey.
and yes, I was wrong as a man. Yes, I was. I was wrong for doing that to that other dude. But maybe it opened his eyes to some stuff. I may have helped him. I don't know. But it's just like you'll find out. My thinking is crazy. But I think about all this stuff.
Everything is a
and it's
test, though.
Yeah.
So she would have
Yeah.
failed the test.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like I say,
Absolutely.
I don't know how long they was together, but it just struck me that for the right amount of money, and I ain't gonna say just women, a lot of folks that do some crazy stuff. Now I'm gonna say more so you see women doing it because you see the OnlyFans models and the Instagram models or whatever. Models is used so loosely now.
You so right.
Yeah, models used to walk runways.
Yeah.
And
And get paid for fashion and clothing.
Yeah, and had agents and stuff in Puerto Rico.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so that term is used very lightly.
Loosely.
Loosely, yeah. And so it's like trying to teach my son to walk that fine line and to know what to bring home, what not to bring home, because I categorize women in two ways. There's ones you bring home to mama and ones you don't.
That's a fact. That's been since the beginning of time.
And that's just me. And it's nothing, and it's crazy. Like I said, it's nothing my mama told me. It's just me and how I've tried to move in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've dated a lot of women, been with a lot of women, but they ain't meet my mama. They ain't meet my mama.
Well, and I was raised to be respectful and someone that a man would want to bring home. And I still try to carry myself in that way now. I mean, just in the cigar lifestyle, you have a lot of popular women that's at every event, every get together, no, I'm telling the truth because I'm in it. I'm in it, and the truth needs to be told. And then they align themselves with certain brands that have a reputation. You know, and they align themselves with brands that have the reputation that, you know, hey, we're just here to get free drinks and free cigars and everything, and that's why I'm not on the scene. She
is touching a very valid point. Yeah.
I'm not in the scene. You know, I do what I do because I truly love cigars. I love
truly SOTL, which is sister of the leaf. I'm a BOTL, brother of the leaf.
And I went and studied and got the accreditation because I want to be respected. Not because of what I'm wearing, what I'm not wearing, and this and that. I want right. This is why I don't frequent lounges. I very rarely go to cigar events.
True.
Unless I'm going to support someone that I know that's going to be there, and I stand firmly behind that person, that business, and I feel that they have something of integrity.
I've witnessed that. That's true.
Even when I lived in Atlanta, I've never been to one of those cigar week events. Never. Why? Because to me, it's just become like a groupie culture, and I like the. It's definitely a hookup culture.
Hold up.
Absolutely.
Hold up.
Absolutely.
No, you asked a very valid question. You asked a very
absolutely.
I go to the cigar lounge I go to, and I'm not saying I don't know because I play dominoes. And I walk around, see my partners sit at the bar smoke.
Y'all need to fix that table too, by the way.
But my thing is this: so, are you saying that that's a thing at cigar lounges?
I would. Okay.
Not even at the lounges. No, but not even at the lounges. Just in the culture itself.
Yes. Okay. So first thing
there's cigar groupies.
Oh yes.
Oh hell yes.
Here's the thing. Women who are tired of going to regular clubs understand. First and foremost, this is a very expensive hobby.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
A very expensive hobby. So, for most women who are looking for a man, they equate that, if he got a cigar stash.
I'm going to kick you in your ankle.
That's what a man with the money at. So, but here's the thing. We as men tend to, in the cigar culture, I've been smoking cigars 34 years. All right? So, in the process of that, we are looking at what a woman's approach is when she enters into a cigar culture, a cigar lounge. Anyway, we're looking at first and foremost, what's her angle? Why are you really here? Are you a Tatiana smoker? No shade. Or you
acid smoker?
Yeah, acid smoker.
A lot of shade.
Hey, I used to like Lars Tetons if you were a real smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's real talk.
They were a step above acid.
They were a step above. They were.
That's my first thought.
Yeah. So. But look, if we're gonna go into first experience, I messed around and because I'm not much of a drinker. I didn't start drinking until I was 40. Okay, I'll be 55 at the end of the year. So what I'm looking at when I started, the first cigar I had was a nasty ass King Edward.
Oh.
Yes. That you find at your grocery store. You find a King Edward cigar. That's what I started on. Yeah. Oh damn, man. Eckerd's. Wow. That's way back. That's way back in the game.
And then they switched to Rite Aid.
I'll tell you that story later.
That's old school.
That's law school. So when we're looking at women that are coming in, we understand the culture. We understand what the price range, the price points, and what you're doing. If you're a frequent smoker and you see somebody coming in this, okay, we want to know what your angle is. Why are you here? Are you really do you understand what your leaf is? I like to see and watch a sister have a conversation, and which is why I'm having this type of format now, because I like to, and we're doing this away from a cigar lounge. Shout out to some of my favorite cigar lounges, Herf Life,
Perfect, Kevin,
Mad Love, that's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Cigar Time and Katie, that's where I've been a member since the doors open.
Yep.
Love Tiffany.
Yeah,
Tiffany,
yeah, Mad Love to Tiffany and Van. But I have seen women come in, pricing you out. They know what the prices of the cigar, don't smoke nan one of them. And see if you buying a box, which is going to be $200, $250
easy.
You schooling me for real. I'm serious. I know there are women that know what celebrities make and football players.
Oh, they're clocking you, man.
So they in the cigar lounge seeing what I'm buying. Well, I'm married.
Bruh.
I'm
and what
I'm
you're
married.
pairing it with.
Yeah, and what you pairing it with? Because if you come in, you got a locker full.
and Tito's.
Bruh,
That's what I
old
do.
fashions ain't cheap.
I know.
No, it's not.
I know.
Okay, so she in your wallet.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
What's in your wallet? She already priced it out.
Maybe
So
I'm just
By the
not-
time you walk
but
in
I'm
that
not- but like I said,
humidor,
I'm married. I don't go in there looking for nothing, and I got buddies that's single. I'm about to ask them about that because
yeah, man,
Really?
it's for real, for real,
yeah, it's a real thing.
for real, for real.
Wow. Okay. Y'all schooling
And
me
then,
for real.
you know,
And I can imagine. I know
they'll-
women. They there. Like I made the joke. The mama and the aunt and the daughter and niece are competing for the same dude.
yeah, always.
And it's like, who you think he gonna pick? The young one or the old one?
Now you also have a balance in the cigar lounges with the men in the lounges. You have your more distinguished businessmen, those who are taking a break from playing golf during the week, and some of the CEOs during the day are using it in cigar lounges
Day. That's the key word. Daytime.
in the daytime.
With their
Nighttime,
laptops.
with their laptops, doing
They're
business.
working.
They're actually working. Some people who work from home do the same thing. I don't mean to tell nobody business if y'all do that. If y'all work from home and y'all go to the cigar lounge because they got free Wi-Fi, they make it happen before you do your business anyway, making money. But anyway, but after 6 p.m.,
The hoochies come out.
it's a different. It's
The
a different.
hussies.
It's a different.
The hussies come out.
It's a different element, man. I wish I could.
Not only that,
You country.
but every
I
time
ain't heard hussies since my mama said
my grandfather used to say that. So he's from South Carolina.
them
He
hussies.
used to call them hussies.
Them hussies. I know what a hussy is.
No, but not only at the lounge, but let somebody have a birthday.
Ooh.
Grand opening. Such and such is gonna be there.
Right, right.
And this
Nah.
DJ is gonna be there.
Right.
I do know
And
there's
this is being sponsored by this company and that company,
Yeah.
and
me
Hennessy is gonna be there, and
know a few people that
those
do
events.
frequent event anyway. So yeah.
Well,
Okay, yeah, you
that-
are right. Yeah,
I mean,
I get it. Now.
which is why I am trying to break the stereotype of women that smoke cigars.
Yes.
Because the thing is, when I meet women that smoke cigars or want to smoke cigars, another reason why I'm part of Sister of the Leaf global movement, because we're trying to break the stereotypes of how women are perceived in this cigar industry and lifestyle. Because, I mean, truth be told, it still is a male dominated industry.
Very much so.
And even though we spend equally, I mean, those of us that are real smokers, we spend about as much and sometimes more than most men, you know. But I want, I want the,
accessories.
yeah, yeah, the accoutrements. You have to have that.
You must. You must.
I mean, my goal, yeah, it's serious. But my goal, honestly, when I encounter women that are interested in cigars, I want them to be educated. So, just like I was telling Jay, it's like there's nothing wrong with starting off there. But when you're going with other people in the lounge, I don't want women to get pigeonholed into, oh, when you walk into the lounge, they automatically assume because you're a woman that you don't smoke cigars. So they'll say, oh, well, I'm assuming you're going to want something infused. You're going to want something flavored.
Decorated Black and Miles.
Yeah. So that is part that is part of the Sister of the Leaf global movement, because my job is to give you the education and also to teach the men that a woman that comes in, never assume that they do not smoke cigars,
Right.
and that they are not knowledgeable about cigars.
Right.
Because I do reviews of lounges, and I purposely go into random lounges to see how I'm treated. So I'll go in, I'll usually have like a big purse, and I'll put my case in my purse, and I'll just walk in. So number one, I want to know if you greet me. If you greet me like you greet the men,
Right.
except your regulars, of course, that's a whole different type. But if I walk in and say, hi, welcome to ABC Lounge or whatever, there's a humidor. Feel free, browse around. Do you need help? And I'll say, no, I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a Maduro. I think I want a Crux, a Bull and Bear. And they're like, oh, so you know cigars. Yes, I do know cigars. This is my case. Do you like my torch? You see what I got in here? Oh, okay, so what do you prefer? I said, well, actually, I'm more of a medium to full body. I like Habanos. I like Maduros. I prefer Nicaraguans.
That turns me on.
Because, and it's not to brag or anything, but I just want to let you know. I'm a woman. I'm looking kind of cute today, but I'm not coming here to scope the joint and see who's in here with their wingtips on and buy me a cigar or buy me a beer or something. I come in here to do what they're coming here to do. I want to chill out and smoke.
I'm gonna say this, and this is cool.
Hope you enjoyed the third episode of Terry's 2 Cents. I ask that you like the video. Please subscribe to the channel and look out for more content. We got more stuff coming up for you, all right? I'm T. Franks, and I am out. Again, like, share, pass this along to people you know, and we'll keep it moving. Until next time, until the next episode, I'm Terry Franks. Catch you there.